Hey yo Prodigies, ProdCharles here, and as promised last month, the February compilation of Tattletail theories is here. This compilation is to help Prodigies who have been asking about Tattletail concepts that we've already covered, and help them to catch up with what's happening. If you are new to the channel, be sure to say hi and let me know what you think about the videos so far. I read and reply to as many comments as I can. Thank you to all the Prodigies who have been liking my videos, it really helps and I appreciate it so much. Just before we begin, if you find this video too long for you, remember to tap add to and select watch later to save your progress, or just do it for fun. And remember to let me know about what you think about any of the theories. If you are brand new, remember to subscribe and tap that bell for more horror game theories, and I'm gonna stop yapping now. Get ready for the theories in 3, 2. Another Tattletail theory? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, ProdCharles here, and in this video I'll be sharing with you another Tattletail theory. This one will explain why Mama actually starts to attack you. Let's start with what we know. We know that Mama starts chasing you on the second night that you open your Tattletail, but she only starts attacking you the night after that. We also know that the cassette tape that we play in Mama specifically tells us that she chases the baby Tattletails that are up to mischief to put them back to bed. Mama also gets more and more aggressive with each night as you do more and more mischievous things like making a mess and playing hide and seek with more Tattletails. And finally, collecting all of the eggs and being a good kid gives you the secret ending. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. We have already said in the Why Mama Wants to Kill You video that she starts to chase the player when they collect their Tattletail. What if it wasn't actually collecting the Tattletail that triggered her? What if it was opening the presents? Many people think that Mama was programmed to be like the mother to the children that own it. And in the audio tape, we know that she collects children who are being naughty and puts them back to bed. Perhaps by opening the present, Mama sensed that the player was up to mischief and tried to put them back to bed herself. With a lethal twist. Perhaps she wanted to warn you on the night that she found out that you opened your presents, but when you came back for more mischief, it was her cue to react. We can also look at getting the secret ending as a way to make her less aggressive, as leaving eggs their Tattletail laid around the house sounds like something a naughty child would do that would annoy their parents. This might be why we have enough power to banish her for good in the secret ending, and why she comes back angrier than ever in the normal ending. While this is a great idea, I think that Mama attacks you for taking and carrying her baby around. And the fact that Tattletail tattles on you for your care mistakes aggravates her even more. I'll expand more on this in a future video that's going to be mind-blowing. Another Tattletail theory? You betcha! Hey yo Prodigies, ProdCharles here, and in this video I'll be sharing with you another Tattletail theory. This one will explain why Mama is so protective of the baby Tattletails, and suggests that the Tattletails have a pack mentality. Let's start with what we know. We know that baby Tattletails are based on the popular 90s toy, the Furby. We also know that Tattletails love being in the basement, as that's even where their charging pad is set up. While playing the game, we come across 5 different Tattletails that band together to form the ritual that banishes Mama. On top of that, Mama is incredibly aggressive towards the player for picking up baby Tattletails. Despite this, she doesn't mind leaving the Tattletails alone. Finally, the Tattletails love to play games and leave eggs around with random items like chewed dog food and car keys. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. What if Mama and the Tattletails actually form a pack, like a wolf pack? Wolves have 4 to 6 pups in a litter. Tattletail has 5 babies, which means that the 5 Tattletails might actually be Mama's signature babies. For wolves, their first home is usually a den, a hole in the ground, and the Tattletail's first home is the basement, which is also a hole in the ground. Wolves are helpless and need their mother to groom and feed them, and the Tattletails are also helpless and need constant feeding, grooming, and recharging. By the way, I'm getting all of this sweet information from wolf.org. So it must be good information. Wolf pups tend to stay at a rendezvous site, while the other pack members hunt for them. Mama doesn't mind leaving the Tattletails behind while she hunts for you. Yet another similarity between a wolf pack and a Tattletail pack. Wolf pups love to play with each other and with random items like bones that they have access to. And in Tattletail, they play hide and seek with each other, and leave eggs around with random items like fingernails and hairballs. The wolves play with bones and feathers, Tattletails play with missing socks and fingernails. We even know that wolf cubs have a hard time surviving in the wild, and the mothers are aggressively protective. It's the same as Tattletail with Mama. She goes absolutely crazy when you pick them up and even chases after you when you put them down. You could even say that she's trying to drive you out of your own house as she's taken ownership of it with all the Tattletails around. Of course, she might just be programmed to be the mother figure to all the baby Tattletails anyway. But what do you think? Many viewers have mentioned that Tattletails look a lot like wolves, and since they're loosely based on Furbies, might be some kind of animal theme that they have because Furbies are based loosely on birds. Another Tattletail theory? You betcha! Hey yo prodigies, ProdCharles here, and in this video I'll be sharing another Tattletail theory. This one will explain whether or not the father was killed. Let's start with what we know. We know that there are photos around the house of the whole family, and if you want to learn more about these, you can check out my Tattletail Secrets family photos video, which will appear in the card on your screen. These photos show that there definitely was some kind of male figure present in the player's life. We also know that the mother's room is labelled Mom's Room, and that many people are shown to be killed in the Tattletail commercial VHS that we get from the yellow Tattletail. On the second night, we can hear a very loud banging on the front door on the way to our room when we get back to bed. And finally, we know that Mama Tattletail was banned well before Christmas of 1998. If you'd like to learn more about this, check out my 5 new Tattletail Secrets video where I discuss a bit more about why. A card to the video will appear on the screen now. You can also see evidence of this on the Tattletail Steam page. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. Mom's room in the game is called just that, Mom's room, not Mom and Dad's room, and this suggests that Mom is a single mother, as the only other bedroom in the game is the player's room. If you're still not convinced, knocking on Mum's door over and over when Mama isn't chasing you will cause her to yawn, and you never hear a deeper, more male-sounding yawn or voice. Also, when you achieve the secret ending, you can hear Mum yawning when she greets you on Christmas Day. There are many viewers that think one of 2 main things when it comes to the mother and father's relationship. 1. The mother and father divorced, and 2. The father died, leaving the mother a widow. Addressing point 1, the mother and father weren't divorced because we can still see happy photos of the entire family all around the house, and these never disappear or get moved around in the game. It doesn't make sense that a mother would keep these photos around the house during or after a divorce, due to the intense emotional stress that she probably would have experienced in the process. A good counter-argument to this is that she was actually just very emotionally attached to the father, and she kept the photos there because she couldn't let go, and also for the sake of the child, to comfort them and to help them remember who their father is. Despite this, I think that there's no way that a mother would keep these photos up in the case of a nasty divorce. Another counter-argument could be that the photos are actually pictures of the mother's father or brother, that is, the child's grandfather or uncle, or perhaps even a cousin, but these photos look a bit too intimate for that to be the case. Let's look at point 2. The case where the father died. This makes so much more sense. Having family photos around the house of relatives that have passed is normal and a part of the grieving process. Actually, it would probably be very disrespectful to take down all the photos right after someone's passing, although some people probably do this as a way to cope with it. If the mother also wanted to keep the memory of the father fresh in her child's mind, which is understandable, then this is another reason to support that the father had died. That then leaves the question of how the father died. I know that many of the prodigies think that the father was a Waygetter employee that was killed by Mama in the VHS massacre. This is a very popular opinion, and I think that I agree with it myself. Another game file extract by this Twitter user posted to Reddit has revealed a full model of the character that actually died or was being killed in the VHS recording. Comparing the model with the photo, it does bear some resemblance. Keep in mind that the model was not actually able to be seen, so we cannot confidently compare the facial features and hairstyle of the model with that of the person in the photo. We also have to think of things like technical limitations and limitations in the software. However, we can compare the skin complexion of the characters, as this is actually visible in the VHS tape. We may also be able to conclude that the father might have actually been a police officer called to the factory from this information, or even a security guard if the uniform worn by the in-game model is canon, and this gives even more clues as to how he may have died. On the other hand, it might also just be a stock model, so we have to keep that in mind. The father might also have died of natural or unfortunate causes. How do we know that he wasn't run over by a bus? There's a lot left unanswered that could probably be addressed in a sequel, but for now, I think that the father being present on the set of the Waygetter commercial or in that weird basement/garage area when Mama attacks makes the most sense. But what do you think? A Tattletail conspiracy theory? You betcha! Hey yo prodigies, ProdCharles here, and as promised in my live stream, this video will be the start of a series of videos in which I will share with you some crazy Tattletail conspiracy theories. These videos will be loosely based on whatever facts of the games that we can collect, and will look at some of the interesting things that the prodigies have been saying about the game, but we can't draw solid conclusions on. In this video, we will be looking at why Mum never opens her door. Let's start with what we know. We know that the mother is probably a single parent, as the room that she sleeps in just has a note saying Mum's door, rather than Mum and Dad's door or Parents' door. We also know that the game gives subtle hints towards the father being dead, as there are photos of the entire family happy together around the house. And the VHS tape showing the Mama massacre is extremely suggestive of this. Knocking on Mum's door repeatedly when Mama is not chasing us will result in the mother suddenly letting out an annoyed yawn. On the other hand, knocking on Mum's door when Mama is chasing us will instantly result in the door opening and Mama jump scaring us, revealing no one else inside. Also, if you manage to look into the house through the Mum's bedroom window at the right angle, you are able to see that this room is clearly empty. It is important to note that the game takes place during Christmas time, a very busy time of the year. Got all those facts? Now let's bring it all together. There are many prodigies that think that the mother doesn't wake up or answer the door because she works really hard on a night shift. While I agree that she probably works very hard, I doubt that she's out working at night for two main reasons. 1. Knocking on the mother's door repeatedly will result in her letting out an annoyed yawn. If she wasn't in the house at the time of the knock, why would she be bothered yawning? Or rather, why would we even hear a yawn at all? And 2. It would be pretty irresponsible for a mother, especially a single mother, to leave her child at home, alone, and at night, without someone to supervise them. Stop! I know what you're thinking. That's what Mum is there for. I don't think so. I've already discussed this in detail in my Is Mama Tattletail Our Mum video, so if you'd like to find out why, definitely check it out. Back to point 1, some people have also suggested that Mama Tattletail is designed to be a guard for the child, to watch over us throughout the night, and Mama might be trying to fool us into making us think it is the mother. Again, I do not think this is so. There are several hints throughout the game and the official Waygetter website that indicates that Mama is just an original version of the Tattletail toy, and it just told stories through audio cassettes. The only hint we have that Mama Tattletail is a guard comes from the fact that she chases us around the house at night, and even that can't cover us. As we established in the Why Mama Wants to Kill You video, Tattletails are handmade, and could possibly have been tampered with by a rogue worker, either through their AI or supernatural tweaking. But ProdCharles, you might say, when we look into her room from the outside or when Mama is chasing us, why is the room empty then? Easy. If the developers had intended for us to never interact with the mother in any way other than to give us the illusion that she was there through her yawning sound files, then it makes sense to not render a model of the mother during gameplay, as it would make the game run that much smoother. We can back this up by pointing to the secret ending, where collecting all of the eggs will allow us to actually enter the room and greet our mother on Christmas morning. This, in combination with the yawning, makes it clear that the developers did intend for us to believe that our mother was in the room the whole time, and she is actually there. So we know now that she was probably meant to be in the room the whole time. But why doesn't she just wake up, leave the room, and yell at us for making a commotion in the house with our Christmas present and a mysterious demonic toy that she hasn't even seen before? I have 3 answers to that. 1. The mother is dead tired from the responsibilities of raising a child on her own and working a job at the same time. It's Christmas time, so she would have been even more tired from scrambling around trying to get things set up for this special occasion, and especially so that her child can have a good Christmas. 2. The father might be dead or just not in the house for other reasons, such as work, and she is in a grieving, depressed state. Combined with point 1, we can see how this can have a super draining effect on the mother emotionally and physically during one of the most family-centric holidays of the year. We also need to remember that the Tattletails themselves were very popular products, so we can assume that they were flying off the shelves and getting harder and harder to find in the lead up to Christmas, making the mother even more tired. And 3, the game was just plainly designed for her not to come out of the room to make the experience more scary and fun for us, the players. I know when I first played Tattletail that I expected Mum to leave the room if we made too much noise around the house. Even though I caught onto it very quickly, it still made the experience that much more exciting, and made me want to play the game at a more strategic and slower pace. I know I wouldn't want my parents to know that I had opened my Christmas presents early, especially in the dead of the night. I would probably get into heaps of trouble. At the same time, I would be really scared if my parents didn't answer my cries for help if a rogue, demonic toy like Mama was chasing me around at night. It instills a sense of helplessness in the player because they are a poor young soul all on their lonesome trying to banish this crazy toy, and probably confused, yet relieved, as to why their baby Tattletails know exactly how. But that's just a theory. No, God! Okay, relax. I was just going along with the jokes you guys have been putting in my comment section. Jeez, guys. Remember to subscribe and tap that bell for more interesting horror game theories and tips and tricks. Prodigies, I really hope that these series help you expand on how you think, so it can help you with how you go about your thinking in your daily lives. See ya!